All right, Andy Broadway here. And again, I'm with Richard, and this is a continuing series on questions regarding the real estate, commercial, and retail establishments. So, Richard, knowing what you know about banks and CMBS servicers, what challenges are they currently having?
Great question. And a lot of their borrowers really don't relate to what's going on at their bank or at the servicer level because you've heard this adage in COVID, we're all in this together. And the servicers and the bank's special assets departments are in this up to their eyeballs right now. As to banks, let me give you an example. I was talking to the Southern California representative for a top 25 bank who runs what is called the Special Assets Department. And that's the department that handles bad real estate loans. He hands out receiverships, he forecloses on properties, he does loan modifications, he enters into forbearance agreement. But here's a huge market, and they have only one, and this goes back to April 1st, they have only one individual dealing with troubled loans.
Wow.
And, I'm kind of aghast, but if you look at the way real estate has gone up through 2019, there were very few problem loans to deal with. So all of a sudden, boom, the bomb goes off, and people aren't making payments on all types of real estate loans. And I know that banks right now, particularly those that have been real estate heavy, are trying to staff up to be able to handle forbearance requests, loan modification requests, to send out default letters, acceleration letters. So they're way behind the eight ball. Now, I've also talked to some of the CMBS servicers, and there's only a handful of those. They're the big boys. And I know that one of the fellas that I talked to said, look, Richard, I am getting 10 new bad loans dropped on my desk every day.
Jeez.
And, just to triage a bad loan, that probably takes you 2 days. So what is his desk going to look like on a Friday? He's working Saturday and Sunday. And that's why I tell the borrowers, you got to be proactive, and you got to develop your strategy and put it in front of them as soon as you can. Do as much of the lender's work as you can so that they don't have to dig through every inch of your file to figure out when was this loan made, what was the original cash flow projected to be, what's the cash flow look like now? Should I give a forbearance or not? So you got to be proactive. They are up to their eyeballs in problems. And I think it's going to be that way for a while. People are trying to staff up with the skilled kind of people that I have on my team.
Well, that's awesome. So I guess the entire, like what I'm hearing you say here is that the overload of the people that are looking at the loans, there's like too much of it coming in, not enough people to handle it. And that if me as the person that's borrowing the money presents a package that your team comes up with and presents it to them, we make their job a whole lot easier to approve a reduction, a change of interest, a forbearance, forgiveness, et cetera, correct?
Yeah, by doing their work for them in creating a committee-ready kind of presentation, you really move your request to the front of the pile, because the lender doesn't have to sit there other than quality control the information you're giving them to take that forbearance request or modification request to a loan committee. So it kind of puts you at the front of the pack because the work is done and he just wants to get another deal out of the way, fixed for a while, put it up on a shelf. So that's one of the ways we help.
Well, for me, I'd rather be at the front of the line and at the back of the line all day long and have the line up behind me. So, I mean, working with your company and having that strategy together, I think is just a super idea. So, Richard, how do we get more information from your company? What's the process look like? What's some of the initial steps?
Yeah, if somebody's got a challenge, there's actually a form to populate on our website, which says, explain your conflict to us. What's the problem? And then we will set up a consultation to see if that's something that we might help with. So that can be populated. We appreciate 1,000 words or less. Get right to the point. And you can find that at richardhollowell.com. Look at our qualifications. The team members that have done this over and over for countless years. And we'll see if we can help. That's richardhollowell.com.